Hello everyone, and welcome to this first video clip as supplement to our special edition of Mastering Compliance, where we unpack the RDR proposal into bite-sized chunks. In episodes 1 and 2 of our special edition, we looked at the way the FSB is proposing to divide the functions or activities of advisors into 3 categories. On the one side, there are those activities that are done on behalf of customers, and this would typically be data gathering, financial needs analysis, and financial advice. On the other side, there are those activities that are done on behalf of product suppliers, and these are typically outsourced or binder type functions. And then in the middle, between these two, there are those functions that connect the customer and the product supplier. These are the intermediary services, and they're often product related. So having had a look at the different types of activities, the question arises, why is it important to understand these distinctions? Quite simply, because it comes down to money. RDR proposes that the person who benefits from the function of the activity is responsible to pay for that activity. For example, services you perform on behalf of customers should be paid for by customers. Services you perform on behalf of suppliers should be paid for by suppliers. In a later episode of Mastering Compliance, we'll look at the proposals about remuneration in more detail, and that'll relate to fees, commissions, product advice, ongoing servicing, etc. In the meantime, we think it is extremely important that in relation to customers paying for services, the most important thing is to have a well-defined and well-articulated value proposition. If your customers see and experience value, they'll pay for it. So if you do nothing else, we would suggest really strongly that you work on value proposition, articulating it, and making sure your customers understand that value proposition. There's a perception in some quarters in the market that RDR is out to get advisors. I can quite comfortably say that the FSB is not out to get advisors. 3 years ago, they came out with a paper that was focused on intermediary remuneration. This paper has been expanded to include a complete review of the entire retail distribution landscape. That's the RDR paper we see today. And we find that the paper is balanced in that it focuses on both advisors and on product suppliers. Advisors are therefore not a particular target, and for us this is positive. That's all for this time, folks. If you have any feedback, any questions, please email us on compliance@masthead.co.za. Until next time, cheers.